Hello kids, it's me again, back with another video. Now, I've been in a bit of a creative drought recently, and aside from my weekly podcast that I have with my friend Joseph, called the Not Just Aaron podcast, which you should be listening to, I haven't really been making videos lately, but today I got kind of lucky because inspiration struck out of nowhere, and I thought, okay, I gotta do this. I can't not do this. So, by the way, if you hear like clanging around in the background, you know what, let me just turn that off. Okay, the dryer is off. Before I get into the video and the idea, I'm probably, in the viewfinder I can see that I'm like kind of red in the face, and that's because I've been out in the sun for 2 days, so I am probably sunburned, which is really unfortunate. I have a healthy glow from the sun, and it's turned me into a strawberry. But anyways, enough dilly-dally shilly-shallying the idea. So, I was browsing the YouTubes one day, that day being today, literally minutes ago, and I came across this video from a YouTube channel called Coconut. Now, I've never seen a video by this person before, but it was about Drag Race, so I watched it because I am a Drag Race enjoyer. So the video that they did was, I found an RPDR simulator and pushed it to its limit. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to be trying out the Drag Race simulator, but instead of the way that Coconut did it, which was just choosing random people they thought might be funny, you know, might have a hee hee ha ha in there, and gave them maxed out stats, and also chose 20 contestants, which is like so much. I'm just gonna go with the normal, I think 12 will do it, and for this one, I'm gonna be choosing right-wing or right-leaning internet personalities to be the contestants. Why? Because I think the juxtaposition is funny. Now, I should point out that I don't like any of these people. I don't like their views, and for the most part, I think they suck. I don't like their views. I'm not trying to push their views. I think it would be funny if they competed against each other in Drag Race, and that's kind of it. So that's what we're doing here. I'm at my desk today. I've got the simulator up on the screen, and well, I mean, there's not really a whole lot to it. All I have to do is pick them and then assign their stats, and then we can get right into it. I want to do 12. I think 12 is a good number. So for the premiere, we have a few options. And if you've watched Drag Race, then you'll know what these mean. So we have a normal premiere, double premiere, like they've been doing like the last few main series seasons. Normal premiere with no eliminations, a double premiere with no eliminations, a pork chop premiere, which I believe that was, 13, season 13 they did that. A UK 3 premiere, gotta admit, have not seen a single UK season, so I'm not quite sure what that is. Or a double premiere with a talent show, which that was a recent season, but I can't remember which one. But I don't wanna get things complicated, but I do want to have a double premiere with no eliminations, just to spice it up a little. So for the returning format, I don't know if I want to have them any of our prospective queens to return. A random remaining queens vote, that might be interesting. Can join Queens Makeover, like I believe that was season 7 they did that. Queens of Comedy, Kitty Girl Group, Lip Sync Smackdown, and Lollapalooza. I want them to vote because I feel like that can be some interesting drama there. Top 3, Lip Sync for the Crown. Thailand, haven't seen Thailand, so I'm not sure how that goes. Lip Sync for the finale. Teams, Lip Sync for your legacy, that's All-Stars. Jury All-Stars, UK versus the World, haven't seen that season, don't know how that works. Lip Sync Assassin or all winners format. I think I'm gonna do standard top 3. That's what I'm feeling. I legit did not like the chocolate bar twist, so we're not gonna go with that. So there's an option to disable Riggery for challenge wins. I'm gonna keep that up because I think it's fun. And then double Shantaes and sachets. I think I want to keep that up too, but I also think I might want to disable it because there's only 12 contestants, and I'm not sure like how often that might happen. Also, by the way, before we get into it, I will put a link to this in the description of the video, so if you want to try this out as well, maybe not with right-leaning or right-wing personalities, then go ahead. I'm gonna keep the double Shantaes and sachets. So we're gonna do custom contestants. So the first queen, the first person that came to my mind, or that comes to mind when I think right-wing personality, is of course Jordan B. Peterson. And I have to get a picture of him from the internets. I'm gonna pick this one. You can't see this screen because I'm only on one monitor for this, but you're gonna see. There we go. So we have to set their stats. So add him. Jordan Peterson has been added. So we need one. Okay, Ben Shapiro, obviously. And now we need an image of Ben Shapiro. Let's see here. I mean, there's really no like funny pictures of him that I can pick. So I'm just gonna do this one. It's the quintessential Ben Shapiro image. Let's see, we've got Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro. I'm gonna pit him against his sister. I'm gonna put Classically Abby in here, because why not? I think that'll be fun. All right, so let's see, who could I add next? Right off the top of my head, I'm thinking Joe Rogan. I think I'm gonna add two duos in this and have them be pitted against each other. And the first duo that I'm going to add is gonna be Girl Defined. Now, I'm not entirely sure what their names are. I know it's Bethany and something. I legit can't remember their names, but I'm gonna add the Girl Defined girls. Kristen, it's Bethany and Kristen. So I'm gonna add Paul and Morgan. I don't know why, but for some reason, when I was thinking of this, I thought, gotta have Paul and Morgan in there. All right, we've got Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, Classically Abby, Joe Rogan, Bethany and Kristen from Girl Defined, and then Paul and Morgan. I think we need to add, what's his name? Tate something. Why can't I remember his last name? And Andrew Tate. His name is Andrew Tate. So we're gonna add Andrew Tate. I need to add Dennis Prager. We're adding Dennis Prager. Candace Owens, because why not? I think it would be good. And the last person, the last right-wing or right-leaning personality I'm gonna add is PewDiePie. I don't care what anyone thinks. He's going on the list, and that's that. All right? You can argue with yourself about his addition to the list. He's going on the list. We have our 12 contestants, and we're ready to start with this very interesting season of Drag Race. All right, so here is our full cast. Okay, so there's 5 in the first one, I guess. So full cast for the first episode is Dennis Prager, Candace Owens, Kristen from Girl Defined, PewDiePie, and Jordan Peterson. We're starting with the mini challenge, and it's the puppet challenge, and Candace Owens apparently won it. The maxi challenge is that the remaining queens will record vocals and perform a girl group number to the original song, Can I Get an Amen? So PewDiePie had a good performance, but Dennis Prager, Candace Owens, Kristen from Girl Defined, and Jordan Peterson had a bad performance. Next, we have the runway. The theme is Phoenix. Candace Owens slayed. She's having a good time aside from the maxi challenge. Actually, that's kind of the most important part, so she's not really having a good time. Candace Owens did well. Jordan Peterson had a great runway. Dennis Prager and PewDiePie had a good runway, and Kristen had a bad runway. The top 2 for this episode is PewDiePie and Dennis Prager. The top 2 now lip sync for the win, and the song is Problem by Ariana Grande and Iggy Azalea, and PewDiePie apparently won it. I believe this is the second half. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we had 5 and then 6, even though we have 12 in the cast. Not sure how that works. Second episode, full cast is Paul from Paul and Morgan, Ben Shapiro, Bethany, Girl Defined, Andrew Tate, Classically Abby. So we got brother and sister going against each other, and then husband and wife with Paul and Morgan in the same episode. The mini challenge, the queens will do wigs with the pit crew. Okay, apparently Classically Abby won that one. The remaining queens will record vocals and perform a girl group number. So we have double premiere, and both of them are doing girl group numbers for the song Oh No She Better Don't. Morgan had a great performance. Paul, Bethany, Andrew Tate, Classically Abby had a good performance, but Ben Shapiro had a bad performance. And for the runway, the theme is Caftan. Paul, Bethany, and Ben Shapiro had a great runway. However, Morgan, Andrew Tate, and Classically Abby only had a good runway. So nobody really flopped for this except for Ben Shapiro and the Maxi Challenge. All right, so cool. Top 2 of the week, it's Paul versus Morgan. Nobody's going home, obviously, so there's no eliminations, but they're lip syncing for the win, and the winner is Morgan, which makes sense because, you know, in her past life, before she got saved, I guess, Morgan was a sinner, so of course she would know how to lip sync against Paul. So it makes sense, it tracks. So here we have it for the first 2 episodes. We only have 11 contestants. We're missing somebody. Where's Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan's not in this. He's absent for some reason. So PewDiePie and Morgan from Paul and Morgan won their split premieres. Another Wigs with the Pit Crew mini challenge. Dennis Prager won that one. Just trying to imagine him in that like environment is it's sending me. I can't. Okay, proceed. So the Maxi Challenge, the queens will improvise a new Bossy Rossi episode. And Morgan from Paul and Morgan apparently slayed it. PewDiePie and Classically Abby had bad performances. However, Bethany from Girl Defined completely flopped it. Runway time. All right. So, theme is white. More like the theme is white supremacy, am I right, fellas? Jordan Peterson slayed it. Congrats to him. However, Andrew Tate had a bad runway. And now we're going to get into eliminations, and I'm really excited to see who gets eliminated first. Oh, here we go. So Morgan won the episode, which she's starting off really strong. She might be a front runner. I don't know yet. Anything could change. Bethany, Classically Abby, and PewDiePie are the bottoms. PewDiePie, however, he lives to slay another day, he's safe. And then Bethany, it's Bethany versus Classically Abby, who are up for eliminations. Now there could be a double Shantae or a double Sashay. I left the option open. So we're just gonna have to wait and see who goes home for this first elimination. And Classically Abby had a good lip sync, however, Bethany had a bad one. And based off her track record, it's not looking good. I don't have high hopes for Bethany. And as a result, Bethany is the first one to sashay away, and Classically Abby lives to slay another day. Now we're in Untucked, which these are my favorite. This is my favorite parts. So Dennis Prager and Classically Abby are talking about who's the traitor of the season. Doesn't say who they say. We'd really be interested to know what they think. And Andrew Tate kisses Morgan. Oh no, I don't think Paul's gonna like that. However, as we know, Morgan, sinner in her past life, this may be part of her storyline. We know these producers can be really shady, so anything, it's any possibility here. Here we have the current placements. Morgan won 2 episodes in a row. So she's kind of the front runner right now. Ben Shapiro, his days might be numbered because he was low in the 2nd episode and only safe in this one. PewDiePie won his 1st episode, but he was low in episode 3. How the mighty have fallen, am I right? Classically Abby was low in the 2nd episode and in the bottom 2. So her days might also be numbered as well. However, this might be a Georgia situation. She might just be really good at lip syncing. I literally forgot what I gave her for that stat. Bethany, after being high in the 2nd episode, she goes home. So in today's mini challenge, the queens will do a photo shoot about the pit crew, and Candace Owens won that one. Now for the Maxi Challenge, we're doing teams. So for the first team, Andrew Tate, Classically Abby, and Candace Owens are doing a parody film about cancel culture, which is it's very on brand for this group of individuals. And then team 2 is Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, and PewDiePie. And team 3, we have Paul from Paul and Morgan, Dennis Prager, Kristen, and Morgan, husband and wife on one team. Candace Owens, Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, Paul, and Paul had a great performance. However, PewDiePie had a bad performance. So not quite sure how things are gonna go for him. Runway. The theme is goddess. Paul and Morgan both slayed the runway. I like to imagine they had complimenting looks or something like that. However, Kristen had a bad runway. So maybe Kristen, I don't know, she might also go home. Based on tonight's performances, Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, Classically Abby, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, and PewDiePie are the tops and the bottoms of the week. And they're already going for the who should go home question in like episode 4, which is so early. Like literally one person has gone home and now we're like trying to pit them against each other. I love it. Ben Shapiro said PewDiePie should go home because of their delusion about their performance and throughout the season, which again, I like to point out, more or less just started. Andrew Tate said PewDiePie because of their performance. Wait. I don't know if this is a glitch. I'm gonna get to it. Okay, so for the first one, PewDiePie took it great and they weren't too mad. For the second one, PewDiePie took it great and they weren't too mad. PewDiePie said Jordan Peterson because they have done well so far, so bombing looked worse. And Jordan Peterson took it great and wasn't so mad. Jordan Peterson said himself because of their performance in the challenge and the overall competition. So he's already pulling a Ben de la Creme. For what? I don't know. Candace Owens said PewDiePie took it great. However, Classically Abby said PewDiePie because of their runway look, and PewDiePie was upset by that. So for notes on his performance, PewDiePie, he understands, but the runway is where he gets mad. So Candace Owens won the challenge, or the episode today. Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, and PewDiePie are in the bottoms. Jordan Peterson is safe, however, and now it's Ben Shapiro versus PewDiePie former collaborators for that one episode of Meme Review, and now they're going up against each other. And they both have a great lip sync, so who knows, it might be a double Shantae. I hope not, because I feel like those are really cheap, especially in the recent seasons, but whatever. It's a double Shantae. They got a double Shantae. Oh, and the storyline, think of it. You know, it's PewDiePie and Jordan Peterson. They have history together. They were both previously friends, if we can call it that. And now they had to lip sync against each other. They didn't both slay it. They both just had a good performance. And now they both stay. So, for Untucked, classically Abby thinks the person that should have been sent home was PewDiePie, and so did everyone else. Jordan Peterson, Morgan from Paul and Morgan, and Candace Owens get into a huge fight. I want to know about what. What are they fighting about? The girls are already fighting, and why? I want to know. And then Morgan and Classically Abby started to cry after talking about their families and similarities in life. Which, I don't know, maybe Classically Abby and Morgan from Paul and Morgan have some things in common. I don't know why I'm trying to like make this reflect real life at all. Alright, so here's how we have today. So far, I don't know. I'm thinking Morgan is definitely a front runner for this. However, I'm not entirely sure. Andrew Tate kind of flying under the radar. He was high in the previous 2 episodes and also high in the team episode, but no wins so far. All right, in today's mini challenge, the contestants or the queens will do nails with the pit crew. Okay, and Ben Shapiro apparently won, so good for him. Oh! We have a rusical. The queens are tasked to take part and share the unauthorized rusical. The queen's performance is Classically Abby Slade. She is a professionally trained singer, so like, if this is the one where they have to record their own tracks and it's not like, you know, a lip sync, then I can see that happening. PewDiePie had a bad performance and Jordan Peterson flopped it. The runway theme is ugly dress. Now, despite flopping the challenge, Jordan Peterson slays the runway, so who knows, he may have a chance. I don't think so though, but we shall see. And Andrew Tate and PewDiePie had a bad runway. So after PewDiePie having a bad performance and a bad runway and not really winning the mini challenge, I think PewDiePie is about to go home. And I think, you know, the other queens, they were right in saying that PewDiePie should go home because the talent is just not there. Classically Abby has won this episode. Jordan Peterson, PewDiePie, and Morgan from Paul and Morgan are the bottoms, which is interesting. And okay, so Jordan Peterson is safe and now it's Morgan versus PewDiePie. Morgan won like 2 episodes in a row, so this is like really shocking for her. So let's see what's gonna happen. She might be saved here. She had a good lip sync and PewDiePie flopped it. I have a good feeling that PewDiePie is definitely going home. There's no way he can stay after this. Absolutely no way. Morgan, she stays to slay another day, and PewDiePie is now gone. It's Untucked time. Let's see what's going on behind the scenes. Jordan Peterson thinks the person that should have been sent home was Dennis Prager. Okay. Morgan, Classically Abby, and Dennis Prager are yelling at each other. I believe, is this the second time that Morgan and, okay, no, cause like Morgan and Classically Abby, they like bonded last Untucked and now they're yelling at each other. The tension is so high. Here are our standings now. After Morgan getting a win, that's kind of wild. 2 wins in a row and then safe, and then in the bottom 2, strange. Jordan Peterson, I think his days are numbered. He cannot continue. I feel like he might be eliminated next, genuinely. Mini challenge again, nails with the pit crew, Dennis Prager wins it. Snatch game, oh good. Okay, so the queens do funny celebrity impersonations. I really want to know who these people might pick for Snatch game. Andrew Tate, I genuinely have no idea, but he slayed the challenge. Dennis Prager, for some reason, I'm getting Ronald Reagan vibes, so that might be, why did I add Ronald Reagan to this list? Oh my god. Maybe because he's dead and all these other people are alive. However, Kristen had a bad performance, and she's been kind of low in these episodes recently. I'm not sure how things are going to work out for her, especially if she ends up in the bottom. Runway, the theme is Roller Girls, Classically Abby Slade. Andrew Tate and Dennis Prager had a bad runway. Andrew Tate is the winner, presumably for winning Snatch Game. So the bottoms are Kristen, Morgan, and Ben Shapiro. Morgan is safe, right? It's Ben Shapiro versus Kristen. I have a feeling that Kristen is gonna go home just based off of her performance. I don't think she does very well, you know? So we have Ben Shapiro and Kristen both flopping the lip sync, which leads me to believe this might be a double sachet, because previously when we had 2 queens to do really well, they both stayed. So this time they both might leave. It's not. Kristen stays magically, not sure how that happens, and Ben Shapiro sachets away. Oh, it's a surprise. Okay, we have the vote for who comes back. So I've decided that one of my queens deserves a second chance. You'll vote for which of the eliminated queens will come back. Now, this is interesting that this is happening at this point in the competition because not a lot of queens have gone home. So Andrew Tate votes for PewDiePie, which feels obvious to me. Dennis Prager votes for Bethany. Candace Owens votes for Ben Shapiro. Paul votes for PewDiePie. Jordan Peterson, Classically Abby, Morgan, and Kristen, oh not Kristen, just Morgan, vote for Bethany. And Kristen does not vote for Bethany. She votes for Ben Shapiro. And so now Bethany is returning to the competition. And she was like the first to go home. Yeah, she was the first out and they voted her back. I guess because we haven't seen enough of her or whatever. I don't know if she should have come back. Oh, she's back and she's starting off strong. She won the mini challenge and well, let's see what she does in the maxi challenge. So the queens will participate in a dance number about rival dance clubs. So Bethany slayed the challenge. Oh, she might win this one. She goes back. She goes from being the first out to winning an episode. That'll be amazing. That'll be so amazing for her. Candace Owens and Paul had bad performances. So the runway is Mirror Mirror. Morgan and Candace Owens slayed it. Bethany and Dennis Prager and Paul had a great runway, winning the mini challenge, winning the maxi challenge, and also having a great runway. Bethany is about to win an episode. Kristen and Andrew Tate had a bad runway. Obviously, Bethany wins, like I saw that one coming. Paul, Candace Owens, and Andrew Tate are in the bottom. Candace Owens is safe. And now it's Paul versus Andrew Tate. Who's going home? I'm not sure. Both of them have a great lip sync. Paul is sashaying away, separated from Morgan. One of our duos has been separated, probably for good this time because they already did the vote about who should come back. So Untucked, what's going on? Classically Abby, Candace Owens, and Jordan Peterson get in a huge fight. Isn't this like the second time? Candace Owens and Morgan have an argument and cry. Candace Owens and Bethany hooked up prior to the show. So for relationships, Morgan and Candace Owens are enemies. Jordan Peterson and Candace Owens are enemies. Candace Owens is not here to make friends. She's here to win. So our current standing, apparently Bethany is high only because she was like not in 3 episodes, so I don't even know. Dennis Prager is a front runner apparently. So mini challenge, queens will do a competition about past Drag Race contestants. Not quite sure what that means, but Classically Abby wins. The remaining queens will record vocals and perform another girl group number. Morgan slayed the performance. Andrew Tate, Bethany, Candace Owens had a great performance. Bethany is really turning it around. She really the comeback queen of this competition, I will say. Classically Abby had a bad performance, however Jordan Peterson flopped. And something tells me he's gonna go home, depending on what his runway is. I gave him a low runway score, so I'm thinking he might be going home. I'm wrong. Apparently, Jordan Peterson and Bethany slayed the runway. Bethany wins again. She's won 2 episodes, what, in a row now? This is amazing. I think Bethany is really the front runner for a person who got eliminated first and wasn't even here for like 3 episodes. So this is definitely interesting. And on the bottom are Jordan Peterson, Classically Abby, and Kristen. Kristen is safe, however, it's Classically Abby versus Jordan Peterson. And I think Jordan Peterson might lose. I don't know. He did well in the runway, but is it enough to save him? Surprisingly, Jordan Peterson slays the lip sync. Classically Abby has a great one. So based off of that alone, Abby might be going home. I don't know. No. Classically Abby stays and Jordan Peterson is the next to be eliminated. We're in Untucked again. And Bethany, Kristen, and Andrew Tate get in a heated debate about Pringles for some reason. Don't know why. This is our progress. I'm going to love posting this on my Twitter with no context once I'm done because it's just gonna be funny. The library is open in the reading challenge. The first up is Morgan to Classically Abby. She says, you know, looking at you, your teeth really represent the cast here. Some are big, some are small, 2 of them are white, which is not necessarily representative of this cast. Morgan to Bethany, I don't have a roast for you. I didn't expect you in this episode, which is really funny because, again, Bethany went home first and she's back. Andrew Tate to Abby, it's so crazy how you can paint so fast. We paint on face and you paint on 2 faces. And then to Kristen, everyone thinks you're pretty. I do think you're pretty. I think you have a beautiful face for radio. Bethany to Candace Owens, people don't appreciate how much money you have to spend on makeup when you're covering two faces. A lot of two-faced reads here. To Classically Abby, as Lady Gaga once said, there can be 100 people in the room and 99 have no idea who you are. Candace Owens to Morgan, I don't read someone unless I have a genuine respect for them, so I think we're done here. And Kristen just says, never mind. Dennis Prager to Bethany, and one on the end, oh, just look at her. Are you going swimming or are you doing drag, mama? What is that? And to Candace Owens, you're like a good pair of socks. Soft, supportive, and full of a word I can't say on the YouTubes. And then Kristen to Andrew Tate, haute couture, more like hot glue. I remember you were dressed up as a cockroach on the runway. That's a Alright, and last but not least, Classically Abby. To Bethany, just man. And then to Morgan, I'm looking for a new apartment. How much are you charging for the vacant space between your ears? And then apparently Bethany won the Maxi Challenge. The queens will participate in a parody trailer about Drag Race. Candace Owens, Andrew Tate, Bethany, and Classically Abby had great performances. However, Morgan, Dennis Prager, and Kristen only had good performances. So, the runway, the theme is retro. Candace Owens slays. She might win this episode based on the Maxi Challenge and the runway. Candace might be swooping up her first win, who knows? Kristen had a bad runway. I think Kristen is starting to overstay her welcome on this program. She might be in the bottom. In fact, she might definitely be in the bottom. Candace Owens wins. Her first win, I believe. Kristen, Dennis Prager, Morgan are the bottoms of the week. Dennis Prager is safe. So it's Morgan versus Kristen. I'm betting on Kristen going home. I kind of just want her to go home because she hasn't really been doing very well, but we're gonna proceed anyway. Oh, this shakes things up. Kristen had a good lip sync, but Morgan had a bad one. We're gonna have to see who's gonna go home. It's anyone's game now. Morgan stays and Kristen is sashaying away at last because she was really giving filler queen, if we're being honest. So, Untucked, let's see what's going on. These three are always fighting. Candace Owens, Classically Abby, and Morgan get into a huge fight. This is very interesting how things are going now. We're getting really close. Well, we're not getting really close. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think just based off of this, Morgan started out really strong, but she's starting to falter. And I'm thinking she might go home next episode, considering she was in the bottom two like twice. Her and Classically Abby have both been in the bottom twice. And then Andrew Tate has only been in the bottom once. However, he's been mostly high and only really safe once. And he also has 1 win. The most wins is 2 with Candace Owens. Candace Owens is in the top for some reason. I don't know why. Alright, mini challenge. Wigs with a partner. And Candace Owens wins the mini challenge. And oh, we have a makeover challenge. The queens will make everyday people their drag sisters. The queen's performances. Bethany has a great performance. However, Candace Owens has a bad performance. She and Morgan might be in the bottom. I think that's who's gonna be in the bottom. Bethany wins again, snatching up the 3rd win. She has the most wins now. Candace Owens, Classically Abby, and Morgan are in the bottoms. However, Morgan is safe. So it's Abby versus Candace Owens. Ooh. Abby has a good lip sync and Candace Owens flops, so there's no way she's staying. She's going. She has to go. She stays? Candace Owens stays? Why? For what reason? She had to leave. Why? The riggery, it's definitely here. Because Candace Owens should have left, should have gone. And now Abby is sashaying away. Andrew Tate and Candace Owens started to cry after talking about their families and similarities in life. Andrew Tate, Morgan, and Dennis Prager think that they are being overlooked. Which, I mean, maybe Andrew Tate and Dennis Prager, but I don't know about Morgan. I feel like she gets a significant amount of attention in the episodes. Mainly from being in the bottom, but I don't know. And then Morgan and Dennis Prager are hooking up. Now that Paul is gone, she can do whatever she wants. So good for her. Morgan and Candace Owens still enemies. And then Morgan Candace Owens and Classically Abby are enemies. Abby's gone though, so it's really just Candace Owens versus everybody in this season. So this is her current standing. Bethany has a chance to win. Andrew Tate, I feel like, is more consistently probably gonna win, mainly because he didn't get eliminated first and then come back. I think right now it's between Bethany and Andrew Tate for who's gonna win. Honestly, I'm surprised Morgan is still here. I think next episode is gonna be Morgan versus Candace Owens, but we'll see. Bring in the puppets, we're doing puppets again. And Andrew Tate wins. The queens will participate in a dance number about Drag Race. Bethany slays, however Andrew Tate flops. The runway is Candy. Bethany and Morgan have great runways. Dennis Berger and Candace Owens have good runways. And Andrew Tate has a bad runway. Andrew Tate is going home. Hate to say it, but he's definitely in the bottom. Bethany wins. Dennis Berger is safe. Candace Owens, Morgan, and Andrew Tate are in the bottom. Morgan is safe, and it's Candace Owens versus Andrew Tate. I'm not sure who's gonna go home. I think it might be Andrew Tate. We're gonna have to see how he does in the lip sync. Andrew Tate has a great lip sync and Candace Owens flops. However, considering the rigory of the last episode, Andrew Tate might still be going home. Oh, Andrew Tate is staying and Candace Owens is sashaying away. I think Candace Owens might be the villain of this season. She's definitely getting the villain edit because she was enemies with everybody. This is where we stand now. It's we're down to the top 4. Surprisingly, Dennis Prager has made it. He's flown under the radar to me, but somehow he's made it in the top 4. So we got Bethany. Bethany is probably gonna win, if I had to guess. She's won 4 times. I don't see her not winning, you know? Dennis Prager hasn't won a single episode, and yet he's like number 2. Morgan has 2 wins. Andrew Tate has 1. I don't know how Dennis Prager has made it this far without a win. Or without being in the bottom 2. Mini challenge, a photo shoot about past Drag Race contestants. Andrew Tate wins. This challenge, oh, we're finally at the ball in the top 4 somehow. Queens will bring 3 looks to the runway. The themes are winter, swimsuit, and ice queen. Okay, 2 of those kind of feel like the same thing, but go off, I guess. Bethany has a great performance. She's probably gonna win again. Andrew Tate and Morgan have a bad performance. And Dennis Prager flopped completely. Bethany wins, obviously. Andrew Tate is safe, and now it's Morgan versus Dennis Prager. After all this time, Dennis Prager is finally in the bottom 2. I don't know if I don't know who's going home. I genuinely don't. It's anybody's competition now. Obviously, Bethany is winning. So really, it's just between Andrew Tate, Dennis Prager, and Morgan. Morgan had a good lip sync. Dennis Prager had a bad lip sync. Anyone's game. It's anyone's game. Dennis Prager stays, which makes sense. Based on track record alone, it makes sense. And Morgan sashays away. She's been in the bottom 2, I feel like, a lot. So it makes sense that she's finally leaving. And now we finally have our top 3. Dennis Prager and Andrew Tate kiss each other. Andrew Tate and Dennis Prager drank a few too many cocktails. That's probably why they kissed each other. These are, yeah, she's in the bottom 2 twice and she was low 3 times. Bethany is obviously winning. However, I'm not sure what the ending format is. I chose top 3. So, I mean, I don't think they're lip syncing for the crown. So I'm not sure how this is gonna play out. If Bethany doesn't win, there will be riots in the streets. We're gonna start a hashtag Bethany was robbed if Bethany does not win this season. And Andrew Tate or Dennis Prager of all people end up winning. The contestants are gonna vote for Miss Congeniality. Andrew Tate voted for Morgan, Ben Shapiro voted for Morgan, Jordan Peterson voted for Kristen, Dennis Prager voted for Jordan Peterson, Bethany voted for Kristen, PewDiePie voted for Jordan Peterson, Kristen voted for Candace Owens, even though she's clearly the enemy of the villain of the season. Morgan voted for Classically Abby voted for Kristen. I feel like Kristen's gonna win this. Paula voted for Kristen, Candace Owens voted for Morgan, and so the Miss Congeniality of the season is Kristen. We're at the grand finale now. Our top 3 will participate in a music video for RuPaul's newest single, The Runway. The theme is Best Drag. Andrew Tate and Bethany have a great performance. Dennis Prager only has a good one, so it's really anyone's game. I feel like Bethany is still gonna win though, and if she doesn't, I'll be astonished. Astonished. Dennis Prager, it's not her time. She has to sashay away. Dennis Prager, oh man. I feel like Dennis Prager was kind of the underdog. I feel like some people might think Dennis Prager was robbed. Hashtag Dennis Prager was robbed. It's down to this. Andrew Tate and Bethany are lip syncing for the crown. And the song is Till the World Ends by Britney Spears. A good song, by the way. So, alright, the next drag superstar is Bethany from Girl Defined. She has won. She was, she was eliminated first and she came back strong with like 4 or 5 wins. And now she is our reigning champ. This is our final standing, and this is where we are for each of our right-wing or right-leaning contestants for the season. I don't know why Joe Rogan wasn't like selected, because I picked 12. For some reason I only got 11. I want to know how Joe Rogan would have done. And yeah, this was definitely a fun experiment. We learned a lot about our right-wing and right-leaning internet personalities. Tell me what you think. Do you think Dennis Prager was robbed? I really want to know. Who would you have picked to be the winner? Let me know in the comments. Follow me on Twitter, read my Medium articles, listen to my podcast, and that's all I have for this video. And I'm gonna go post this on Twitter with no context. And I'll see you next time.